Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler, and this time we finish a journey that began, well, earlier this year. I'm recording this just before Christmas 2024, and earlier in the year we had episode number 516, and then later we had episode 530, both of which covered the parody series Chad Vader. But one of the things about Chad Vader is that while it can be easily found online to view, like say on YouTube, it is a real pain to actually get on home media. And the reason seems to be that while the first of the season sets was factory pressed, you can tell by looking at the bottom of the disc, the other seasons were all apparently print on demand as they are effectively DVD-R discs. So finding them has been tough, and I've just sort of put out a eBay save search and just let it run, and let it run, and let it run. And finally, months later, I've managed to acquire the two that I still needed. So now, I actually do have a complete set of all 5 DVD releases of Chad Vader. If you want to see more information about the series in general, my thoughts on it and that sort of thing, and coverage of Season 1, go back and check out episode 516. If you want to see Season 1.5, which is more sort of souped up bonus material type stuff, I guess you could say, shorts and things like that, and Season 4, the final season, you can check out episode number 530. This episode, we're checking out the 2 that I didn't have until recently that finished out the set, which are Seasons 2 and 3. So we start with Chad Vader, Day Shift Manager, Season 2. Blame Society Productions presents, got the title there. The quote here is, "We bestow upon them crowns and scepters of internet comedy, G4's attack of the show." Okay? And on the spine there, Chad Vader, Day Shift Manager, Season 2, Blame Society Productions, DVD. And then on the back, Chad Vader, Day Shift Manager, Season 2, Kick-Ass Comedy, Penthouse. A little bit about it, contents, cast crew, some shots of the cast and whatnot, legalese and everything down there on the bottom. Lots and lots of stuff within the contents. Here, we'll take a look at that from my notes here in a moment, which is pretty exhaustive there. Similar design, disc-wise, to what we have seen before. Blame Society Productions presents Chad Vader, Day Shift Manager, Season 2. Chad Vader, Season 2, running time, 120 plus minutes. DVD, copyright, Blame Society Productions, their website, contents, everything listed underneath there. It is just one disc. So what do we have here? Taking a look at my notes. Thank goodness for the ability to take screenshots of menu screens. I will say that, because there's a lot of stuff crammed in here. So, the episodes that are included are The Takeover, Trouble with Lasers, Into the Basement Strikes Back, The New Employee, The First Kiss, Goodbye Chad, Bandito Beatdown, The Showdown, and Somebody Dies. So, the 10 episodes of Season 2. And there's commentary actually by Matt Sloan and Aaron Yonda on every single episode of the season, which is a pretty nice touch. Chad Vader has commentary on episodes 1, 6, and 10. Those are, respectively, The Takeover, The First Kiss, and Somebody Dies. So, good stuff there. Then featurettes. Lots and lots of featurettes as well. There's a preseason featurette, one covering episodes 1 through 5, one covering episodes 6 through 10, reflecting and looking forward, backstage shenanigans, outtakes, behind the scenes, comments, music and effects, a word from Charlie Brown. No, not like Charlie Brown, the cartoon character, Charlie Brown, who I believe did their visual effects. Unmasked, the history of Baby Cookie, no, and the wit and wisdom of Champion J. Pepper. Then you have a section called More Chad Vader, little shorts with Chad Vader. That is Chad After Dentist, Chad Goes Turkey Bowling, Chad and the Security Gate, Chad Is Your Father, Chad's Miserable Labor Day, Chad Goes to Community College, and Play Him Off Keyboard Chad, like the little cat thing, the cat meme. And there are some bonus shorts that are not directly related to Chad Vader itself. We have A Wicked Deception, which is freaking weird, but an interesting concept where they take English dialogue, translate it to French with a little automated online translator, and then translate it back into English to get the dialogue, which is just about as bad as you would expect, but funny because of how true it is. And then we have The Life and Death of a Pumpkin, a self-narrative pumpkin's experience as it goes from being a pumpkin to being carved up to be a jack-o'-lantern and then left out to just rot, basically. It's a weird little short. But again, that means that if you're into Chad Vader, then not only do you have all of Season 2 on this DVD, you have a ton of bonus material. If there's one thing I can say about this series, it is that while the parody itself is not terribly my cup of tea, Although, I will soon be rewatching all of it all at once in sequence now that I have everything to kind of see if I can gain more of an appreciation for it, because usually this type of parody just isn't my bag most of the time. But it is chock full of bonus features every time. They've done a really good job of really providing a lot of value for something that otherwise someone could just watch on YouTube. No, you want the DVD because then you get all kinds of bonus features, many of which, of course, would be found on their YouTube channel as well, but not necessarily all of them from what I can tell. And that tradition continues with Season 3, the last one for us to look at. Again, Blame Society Productions presents Chad Vader, Day Shift Manager. Again, I appreciate the consistency of the packaging throughout. Sheer hilarity. Boingboing.net. The manager for a day. Sign there. Season 3 down here. Chad Vader, Day Shift Manager, Season 3, Blame Society Productions, DVD. Similar setup back here with the name and everything up here, and a quote in this case, "This was definitely the best season of Chad Vader." That is from Nom Aim 1991. Listing of different features and whatnot here. Underneath some more quotes. 5 out of 5 stars and a standing ovation. Smiley face. Joshua 8688. An epic. Mobius 49. Then cast crew information here. This is copyright 2010. All the legalese down there at the bottom. And disc design, again, designed the same way as the previous one here, just for Season 3. But again, once you get past Season 1, so that's 1.5, 2, 3, and 4, they are DVD-Rs, they are print on demand, which probably accounts for why they're so hard to find at this point, because even a limited factory run would have more copies presumably out there for most releases than anything that is print on demand. So what's on this one? Well, we have, again, 10 episodes. We have Surveillance Assistant, Choose a Manager bonus videos, Rockets and Chaos, Lloyd Town, Nothing Happens, The Return of Clint, Vampire Market, Sick Day, The Improvised Episode, Duel to the Death, and 6 Ways to Die. Then there are director's commentaries, again, for every single episode, and Chad Vader commentary for number 5, which is The Return of Clint, Baby Cookie commentary for number 7, which is Sick Day, and Champion J. Pepper commentary for number 8, which is The Improvised Episode. Then in your extras section, it's actually divided into 3 separate sections within the extras now. There's outtakes, so you got Season 3 outtakes, Champion versus Maggie, and Episode 10 bonus scene. There's interviews. Interviews include Meet the Cast and Crew, Who is John Urban, Gary Duffy, Prop Master, and Yashmin Blekin, boy did I say that wrong, interviews Blame Society. Then we have Behind the Scenes, which has a Lloyd Abuse, Episode 3.3, a guided tour behind the scenes time-lapse, Backstage with Greg Benson, Season 3 photo montage, and Baby Cookie's Outdoor Adventure. And then finally, again, another of those more Chad sections, this one with a ton of stuff. Chad Vader versus Hollywood, Chad threatens a kitten in a hat, Chad tweets, Chad Vader auto-tuned, I did not rob that bank, Super Bowl snacks, surprised cat Chad, coffee commercial, Chad versus Felicia Day, Chad versus David after dentist, 75 costumes at Dragon Con, Chad meets George Lucas, back to that in a second, Comic-Con, the Chad Vader experience. The Chad meets George Lucas is one of these examples of where what it says on the menu isn't what it's actually called on the disc itself. It's basically meeting fans at Dragon Con, and one of them is dressed in a way that, whether they intended it or not, makes them certainly look like George Lucas. So Chad Vader speaks to them as if it's George Lucas who is visiting them. So lots and lots of bonus features, again, commentaries all over the place. It really is a very well-produced set of bonus features to go along with, again, giving you a reason to buy something you could watch online. It's kind of the same thing, philosophy-wise, I would say, as like with what we looked at recently in episodes, I believe it was 533 and 534, maybe, taking a look at Mandalorian Season 3 and Ahsoka Season 1. Both of those, if you have Disney Plus, you could just watch online. Granted, you're paying for the service, but you could just watch. There's no need to necessarily buy it. But beyond the Dolby Vision aspect of it, if you want to have 4K discs with Dolby Vision, you can actually get those. Part of getting the sets is to be able to have those cool special bonus features that are just found on those sets. Very much like, collectors for a long time, even without collecting, so to speak, capital C collecting, would buy new reissues of the same films to get different bonus features each time they came out. Well, here's something you could just watch at home streaming, or you could get the DVD. Yeah, you got the inconvenience of it being on a disc, but now you got a ton of extra stuff to go with it. So definitely applaud them for that approach. And that's really the case with the entire series. So Season 4, 3, 2, 1.5, and one here. So if you're looking for Chad Vader on DVD, again, there are 4 seasons, but there are 5 DVDs. Quick flash again. Season 1 looks like this. It is the factory pressed one. 1.5, not a season, but all those training videos and a bunch of extra stuff. Season 2 looks like this, one of our new ones picked up here. Season 3 looks like so. Season 4 you may find listed under General Manager if someone is trying to sell it because it has crossed out Day Shift Manager, but it is Season 4, and the series name does, of course, remain the same here. So, finally, it got to a point where I was actually doubting I was going to be able to actually pull a collection of these together anytime in the near future, but thankfully someone happened to pop those last 2 up on eBay recently. I was able to snatch them up very quickly when they did pop up in the saved search. So, the hunt for Chad Vader, at least for me, is over. The rewatch, maybe sometime soon. We shall see. With that, though, we wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching, and may the Force be with the home video viewers and supermarket employees, because you know what? I was one of you many, many years ago.